Comics. A multi-billion-dollar industry that has been around for over 100 years. Wikipedia describes them as a publication that consists of comic art in the form of sequential, juxtaposed panels. But you might know them as Spider-Man, Wolverine, Thor, Cyclops, Iron Man, Daredevil, Silver Surfer, Captain America, Geraldine, McGann. What if they moved? To start this video, I opened up Blender. When starting an animation, you need a blockout of what you want your animation to turn out to be. For me, I just used some simple shapes and blocked out the basic animation. But to have a finished product, you can't just have a blockout. My next step was Spider-Man. When it comes to models, there's a lot of options. You can go with the hard route, which is just modeling and texturing yourself, but I'm not good enough for that yet. Fortunately, there's more options. You look online for something someone else has made, but I did that in my last video. However, I've been playing this game called Marvel Rivals. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's like Overwatch, but with Marvel characters, and I love the design of Spider-Man. So I'm thinking, what if I could bring that model into Blender? Well, I was searching for answers and I found this Discord server dedicated to porting Marvel Rivals into Blender. And while I'm sure some people are going to use this for nefarious intent, I'm going to use it for this animation. So with the help of the software, I ported Spider-Man into Blender and I immediately noticed something. The rig was questionable to say the least. Now my assumption is this wasn't the rig they used to animate, but one they made for when they're porting their animations into the software to the actual game. Regardless, we aren't making too much from this. So I deleted it and decided I'd have to make my own rig for this video. After a fair bit of work, I think I got something pretty solid. It definitely has its flaws, mainly in the hands and the armpit areas, but it's better than what we started with. After completing all the prerequisites for the actual animation, we can finally start on, well, the animation.
I got this feeling in my bones today, and I can't seem to shake it off. This ain't no feeling you can throw away. Not nothing you can fake it all. It's got me riled up.
While I was making this animation, I actually had to change up from my original blockout, and I decided that I'd make him put his hand up in the air and then zip away. Unfortunately, I was struggling to find any reference videos of him doing a motion like this, so my solution was to use a drawing reference model I have and pose them in the keyframes of the animation so I could copy them. I also acted out some of the motions, but I don't really want to show that. And after a pretty good amount of work, this is the final animation. While this looks pretty good, we still have to figure out the city, and I should also explain how I got this rain. Let's start with the rain since it's quick. The brief explanation is that I watched this video. The link's in the description. But essentially, you make a simple rain particle system and then render with motion blur and then make it a transparent video. Then you import it into Blender as a plane, put it in front of your camera, and there you go. I won't lie to you, it's a pretty sloppy workflow for anything professional, but for this it was perfect. Alright, let's start on the city now. For the city, I debated between using 3D models or just a 2D plane from the comic panel as the background. But in the end, I chose the latter. To do this, I imported the background city from the comic page into Photoshop, and then I cut up each part of the city into different layers. Then I brought it back into Blender, made them different sizes, and I also made them different distances apart from each other. This would give the different city planes a parallax effect when the camera moved upwards and give some depth to the 2D picture. Alright, now I just add some sound effects, and this is what we end up with. Overall, this project took about 15 hours in Blender, and then another 15 to 20 hours in recording and editing the video and all that stuff. Just in case you wanted reference time for if you were gonna do this project yourself. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and if you like this video, watch some of my other videos since they're pretty similar and you'll probably like them. So yeah, that's it.